single day I wake up, sometimes I don't know how I'm gonna get these reaction videos out to y'all. And then I see stuff like this. Like, what are we talking about here, bro? So now they saying T Grizzly got his auntie smoked after he got her pregnant? What's going on?
Impregnated his own aunt, and the order for her to be murdered is escalating quickly. It went from a mere conspiracy to now it's a theory that's being explored in court. This goes without saying, but I'm not accusing T Grizzly of doing anything. I'm simply laying out the facts and laying out why T Grizzly is currently trending and why people is accusing T Grizzly of impregnating and murdering his aunt. After you hear all the information, it's up to you guys to make up your mind. With that being said, let's get started. The murder of T Grizzly's aunt/manager, Jobina Brown, has always been sketchy, has always been suspicious, never made sense at all.
The search continues this morning for the gunman who shot and killed the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T Grizzly. 41-year-old Jobina Brown was shot in the area of 3 Mile Drive and Mack Avenue on the city's east side.
Now pause real quick, shorty, because I'm gonna put it like this. This is what I heard through the grapevine before I react to this video. Somebody sent it to me and put the info on the DM. They said that T Grizzly's, no, actually my homie G-Dot told me this. T Grizzly had all his business stuff in his aunt's name. So after a while, he was like, hey, auntie, I need you to put that, like, put it back in my name, basically. And she said no. And so she was in control of all his music, all his money. And since that she wouldn't give it back, the only way to kind of get it back would be to get her up out of there. Now, I don't know what's true. I'm just saying.
Tuesday night. Now, this is an update to a story that we brought you Wednesday morning. TMZ is reporting that Brown was in the back seat of a car when the suspect approached and started shooting. And she was rushed to the hospital where she later died. It is not clear if T Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. The rapper and his driver were not injured.
This isn't a situation where hindsight is 50-50 and people is looking back like, that sounded sketchy, or I didn't spot these red flags before. No.
It's been sketchy?
From day one. Anyone who heard this story.
I never heard it.
Even from the mouth of T Grizzly, who was present, they've always had more questions than answered. Because T Grizzly will be pretty candid about what took place that night. He wasn't shy. He told the full story to a lot of people and a lot of platforms, even made a song about it.
I ain't know that,
every time T Grizzly told the story,
it got
people was like, that don't make sense. Especially people in the streets. Like us civilians, like we can have our opinions, but people in the streets, when they heard what happened, they're like, that's not how the streets go. Like that's like that don't make sense.
So the night everything happened, man, can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram. On your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin. He was real close with my pops, just like my pop's brother. And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love, because that's another wound we really ain't healed from. You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas you just can't, you just got to move right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to. But I gotta move right. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses and stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person. It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff in there.
This one is not too much of a red flag for me, but a lot of people thought, come on, bruh. She chose to wait in the car at night in Detroit instead of going to the house. And like, this is your family house too? This don't really sound too right. But
I get why you would be suspicious about that. It don't really raise no, like, if I didn't hear nobody say it was some weird shit going on, I probably wouldn't have thought nothing about what he said. I never lived in Detroit. I never lived in Chicago. I never lived in places that could be the murder capital. So I don't know. All right. Like, I don't know. Maybe it is a routine thing to wait in the car at night. No, the hell it ain't.
In those areas
that's weird,
while people go to the car. Maybe not everybody is as scared or terrified as people like me.
I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying? And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying? Behind me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time. My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car, like
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on, and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us.
The court trial for his aunt murder actually started today, but we will get to.
Now that's a little weird, because if you T Grizzly and you was in the streets and everybody, you know, you was in the streets, somebody wants you dead, somebody want to get you. If they watching y'all car to the point, that mean they followed y'all, or they knew who you was, you know what I'm saying? They knew something, shorty. I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did? So if you pull up to the hood, you park, and they see you, T Grizzly, get out the car and walk up to the door. And then you tell me that your peoples is taking forever to come open the door for you. And you this famous rapper, and they want you dead. Why would they not blick up the crib? Why would they not blick you down? Why they blicking into the car when they just, if they was following you, if they was on you, this just was going through my mind. If they was on you and they watched you get it, bro, you could spot T Grizzly from a mile away, shorty. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if they seen you get out the car, walk up the stairs, why would they let you go past? If they wanted you dead, why would they let you pass and then unallow your auntie while she in the car? I don't know. That sound a little spooky, especially when your auntie not in the streets, bro. Your auntie don't have bodies. Your auntie never was in the streets. Your auntie don't diss dead people. Your auntie's not even a rapper. Nobody even really know your auntie, from my understanding. It sound a little too good to be true that you just so happen to get out the car, go to the porch, and then your auntie got wet up. If they wanted you there, they would have did you right there. You wasn't even ready. You ain't had no gun on you or none.
Murder actually started today, but we will get to who the defendant is, who's being charged with the murder,
right,
and how even that looks horrible for T Grizzly.
Right.
But at trial today, a YouTuber, The Family, he
okay,
actually
shout out to the family
watched the
TV,
trial, right? He
shorty.
actually watched it through, I think it's a Zoom or something, but the trial was being filmed. And when he watched the trial, T Grizzly's other aunt, whose house he was at, she testified. And she actually testified that the story they told the police, well, T Grizzly told the police, he didn't see who did it, he didn't snitch, but he did say, listen, when the shots ran off, shocked, ran to the window to see what's going on. We ain't know what was going on. We were shocked. The aunt actually said, like, cut the malarkey. No, I didn't see T Grizzly run to no window appearing shocked.
Question was asked by the state. Does she remember the aunt mentioning that when T Grizzly heard the shots inside the home, he ran to the window to see what was going on? The aunt responded, no. She didn't say that.
So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone. There's no cars out here.
Okay, wait, let me ask you this. So was you had to enter to the back door or something?
Yeah, I was
side door. Okay, I get you. Okay.
But basically, I don't even know what's going on at this.
Like, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna stop pausing and let him talk. But I'm just saying though, if you in a car with your driver and your auntie, somebody pull up, you pull up to the crib, you get out the car, you go to the side door, and you telling me that they taking forever to get to the door. They got you dead. They got you right here. This an easy kill. They got you. You see what I'm saying? Peek around the corner. Ain't that him right there? Walk up on them. Fuck. Why would they blow your car down like that? And then they see it's a girl. Only one person got killed, bro. One person got hit. they see it's a female in the back. It don't usually happen like that, bro. Usually females be innocent bystanders and they end up getting hit in the crossfire. You don't usually see nobody hop out the car and wet up no 43-year-old lady sitting in the back of the car. At the same time where the rapper or the street guy rapper just so happened to just get out the car. That's what's making it sound a little fishy to me.
Okay.
So we in the front, I look in the street. I don't see no glass in the street. So I'm like, oh, they straight. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some, I didn't even think this had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But my cousin still came out there with the gun though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was cool with going out there. I'm like, I ain't see no glass in the street. I'm thinking they heard some shots and pulled off.
Okay.
So now I'm mad now. Like, y'all heard them shots, why would y'all leave me over here?
Right.
You feel me? You could at least call me.
So he said
and
the
told me
driver
like
gone.
it shoots too much.
So that what he's saying, the driver and the whole car. I think he's saying the driver pulled off. The whole car is gone.
Going on over here, come on, we gone. You know what I'm saying? That my driver ended up calling me like, and told me what happened. So basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door trying to get at me.
See, well, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Because if they was following you, if they knew it was you, that mean they just watched you get out the car, bro. So if they trying to get up on you, why would they opened your door, they seen you wasn't there, and so they smoked your auntie? I don't know about that one, bro.
He ended up hitting her up.
That sound weird.
But, like, niggas was coming for me because they opened my door and was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
That sound like a hit.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from, but it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect. I felt like everybody was a suspect. So even if
It's at this particular point the story breaks down for me and it stops making sense.
Yeah.
So if they were trailing them close enough to where they were able to get to the crib,
You finna say
or
it.
get to the vehicle
You finna
while
say
T
what I'm
Grizzley
saying.
was still at the door, then wouldn't they just be able to see where T Grizzley went and follow him?
Fire
But
your
besides
ass
that,
up then.
let's just say T Grizzley was at the door long enough to where, you know, they were able to catch up to the vehicle. Cool. They was obviously looking for someone.
Right.
T Grizzley is saying they were looking for me. It wasn't a situation where they were going into this looking to kill everybody in the vehicle.
Right, because they left the driver. They left the driver alone. They left the driver. The driver is perfectly fine right now. They left the driver alone. He didn't even get hit, and your aunt got hit 8 times. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. 8 times.
They was
That sounds sweet. That sounds a little spooky to me, Spooky.
looking for someone. And that's why they went to the vehicle, opened
the
up
door.
the vehicle,
Right.
looked to see who's in the vehicle, and began shooting that person on that side.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing. If somebody's on a hit, they looking for T Grizzley. When the fuck have you ever heard of somebody opening the door? Why the fuck would I open the door? So you can wet my stupid ass up? If I'm on a hit and I'm going to open the door so I can spray you to see who it is. Because if I'm opening the door, I'm trying to confirm who it is. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna open it. They don't do that. They don't open doors. What the fuck? They just blick the whole car down. They just switch the whole car down. I've never heard of nobody open no motherfucking door. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. Have you? I've never heard that, bro. Okay? And I've been on that. We 1,000+ reactions in, my guy. 2,000+ if you really want to talk about it. We're 2,000 reactions in the last 3 years, bro. I've never heard of nobody opening a door. That doesn't make any sense. Because while you running up and you open a door, if somebody want to get down on you, they got you right here. It's over with. And if you opening the door to confirm that T Grizzley is in here, when you seen he wasn't in here, why did you still wet up his auntie in the back seat and left the driver perfectly fine?
That's why the driver wasn't hit, and he was the only other person in the vehicle. But that's why he wasn't hit. All the bullets went to the person on the side of the vehicle. They open up, but in that case, if they open up the car door,
They seen it wasn't T Grizzley.
wouldn't they be able to see? Oh, it's not T Grizzley, and close it back up? Because they obviously wasn't concerned with killing just anybody. Because the driver was never hit and he was never killed, and he was a witness.
Exactly.
And they let the witness live.
They let the witness live.
So if that's the case, wouldn't they just have like
They would have knocked
Like
everybody
just moved
off.
on, or just try to find T Grizzly and leave the auntie be.
Yeah.
If the auntie wasn't a target,
They would have either wet everybody ass up, or they would have been like, that ain't T Grizzly. Where the fuck he at? Man, damn. And ran off and tried to do something what they was gonna do another day.
to me, that shows the auntie was the target the whole time.
Right.
If they opened up that car vehicle, seen her,
And then wet her up
still shot
8
and killed her,
times?
she was the target, and I don't think T Grizzly was the target. But who would want to kill the aunt
Right.
or T Grizzly? Like the best guess here is T Grizzly's ops.
Right.
T Grizzly ops. People who hate T Grizzly. People who T Grizzly have been beefing with for a while now.
Yeah.
So that's why the next development in this story doesn't make sense and is awfully suspicious. T Grizzly is really close friends with Booka 600. Booka
Right.
600 is a Chicago drill rapper. They're so close that Booka was a groomsman in T Grizzly's wedding. And the wedding took place last year.
I knew
aunt's
they
murder
was
took place
close.
5 years ago. Now, Booka 600 has an associate from Chicago called Wu Thing. Now, Wu Thing is from the same squad, the same clique as Booka 600. They're very close associates.
Right.
Now, Wu Thing was ultimately arrested and charged with the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. Even after he was arrested, the police made it perfectly clear they don't believe he was acting alone. They don't believe he committed this murder alone. They don't.
FBI, open up!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Now, see, that's too many connecting dots. I don't believe in coincidences, my guy. I do not believe in coincidences. It's getting too weird now. The story that he just told me was already a little bit fishy. Now you're telling me that the person who coincidentally got locked up for the murder is from 600? Now, this murder happened in Detroit, not Chicago. I'm not going to sit there and act like those are too far away, but it ain't no 20-minute drive either, folks. You talking about multiple hours and hours and hours to get from Chicago to Detroit and back. That's a nigga. That's probably like a cool 6, 7, 8 hour drive or something like that, bro. So how, and you just so happen to be so close with 600 that you close with Booka. Booka was a groomsman at your wedding. You got a whole mixtape with Lil Durk from years ago. You've been locked in with these niggas. And now you trying to tell me that that's the one that killed, opened the door, seen it wasn't you, seen it was your aunt, and then wet her up 8 times? When you just happened to just get out the car. Again, if I'm looking for T Grizzly and I watch this nigga get out the car, why would I run to the car, open the door, and smoke his auntie and get up out of there and leave the driver? 8 times.
He's the only accomplice. And their actions after they arrested him made it perfectly clear. But how was he arrested? How was he caught?
Yeah.
He was caught because, quite frankly, Wu Thing is the dumbest, stupidest
He look a
criminal
little slow.
you will ever hear about. This man was still in the murder getaway vehicle that was stolen, by the way.
Oh, my God.
And he still had the murder weapon on him.
Oh my God.
Again, stupidity is an understatement here, people.
Right.
State and the feds. October 19, 2019, just 2 months after JB lost her life, Wu Thing was arrested in Chicago, Illinois.
How
It was
long
around
after?
19, just 2 months after
2 months
JB
later.
lost her life, Wu Thing was arrested in Chicago, Illinois. It was around 12:06 p.m. when officers from Chicago Police Department were on a routine patrol when they responded to another officer report of a male and one female sitting inside of a stolen vehicle parked in the alley behind 5920 South Calumet Avenue.
59th and Calumet, that's 600. 59th and Calumet, bro, that's 600 territory, gang. So he in his hood. With the, like...
Chicago, Illinois. The reporting officer had confirmed that the vehicle was stolen by checking the vehicle license plate in the law enforcement computer database. When responding to CPD, officers pulled into the alley. They observed the male subsequently identified as Wu Thing, aka Jermaine Whedon, and a female standing near the stolen vehicle, a blue Nissan Versa with New York license plate. Now keep that vehicle in mind. As the responding officers exited the patrol car and approached Wu Thing, he fled from officers on foot. After a brief foot chase, the officers apprehended Wu Thing and placed him in handcuffs. As Wu-Tang physically resisted the officers when placed against the police car, a Glock 23 40 cal semi-automatic handgun, bearing serial number PAZ-363, fell out of the Wu-Tang's left pants leg. The handgun was loaded with 12 rounds of ammunition.
He had the gun on him in his pocket, bro. So this motherfucker got caught. He's still riding. He didn't burn the car. This 2 months later, by the way. He didn't. If he would have burnt the car and threw the gun in the Lake Michigan, shorty, he probably would have never got caught. This nigga got the gun in his pocket, and he's still riding around with the stolen car for 2 months. But that's because in Chicago, bro, you can do shit like that. In Chicago, it's a very normal thing for somebody to be riding around in a stolen car for months and months and months. Nigga will steal your straight or steal your scat or steal your cat and be riding around that motherfucker for 6-8 months. Getting too high speeds, leave the car on the side of the road and going about their business, find another stolen car, you know? Call it a steamer. But
with the head stamp marking SIG 40 S&W. During the subsequent search of the stolen blue Nissan, CPD officers recovered an extended magazine from the passenger side door. Now fam, would you believe this man had the same firearm and same stolen vehicle during the night that JB lost her life? Well, it's true. When it came to the rental, the car was a Hertz rental car that had been set to be returned to Hertz on August 24th.
So it was a Hertz rental car that y'all stole. What the fuck kind of how, man,
4th, 2019. Hertz filed a stolen police report in September of 2019.
It don't make no sense.
The following year, February of 2020, DPD received notification from the MSP lab where they test the firearms, the ballistics. They confirmed that firearm that Wu-Tang was caught with in Chicago was the same firearm used to take the life of JB. May she rest in peace.
I have a deep dive coming up on this very shortly.
That's
where
crazy, bro.
I'm doing a deep dive on the case, how they called Jermaine, why they called Jermaine, what other proof they got for Jermaine, and the entire murder case surrounding the aunt, including other suspects, etc., etc. In this video, I'm just speed running the accusations against T Grizzley. Now, I don't care what y'all say. I'm not indicting T Grizzley. I'm just telling you guys exactly why T Grizzley is currently trending, right, and y'all could believe it after I lay out what's going on. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm simply laying out the facts of what's going on. But what I would say, bruh, is this. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what explanation you guys got. If an associate of Booka 600, who is also my close friend, if this Wu-Tang dude is my close associate, he's from Chicago. I'm from Detroit.
Right.
What beef do he got with my aunt?
Right.
Or what beef do he got with me?
Right.
So I don't.
And then you got to think about it too. I don't know who the fuck Wu-Tang is, but he sound like he sound like one of them crash dummies that be off Xans, be off Yerks, be off pyramids and all that, be off the all whatever, some broke goofy from 600 that I know I could go get. He probably got more bodies. It's probably wasn't his first time blicking somebody down on a drill or nothing like that. He probably been around. He probably was with L.A. Capone and Tay 600. He was probably with all them niggas on 16 million drills since 2010. You see what I'm saying? And they knew they could go get him and be like, hey, we need you in Detroit, my guy. We got something for you. We're going to throw you a little bread. You see what I'm saying? And he was like, cool. It sounded like he was one of the cracks because I never heard of bro before. You know what I'm saying? I see him with an OTF chain, but I don't see him in music videos. I might be wrong. I don't see him in music videos. I don't see him rapping. You know what I'm saying? He not one of them faces for real. He just probably grew up on 600, been around on 600, and he been one of them. He's one of those faces that if you not from 600, you don't really know who he is. Or if you not a 600 op, you don't know who he is. You see what I'm saying? But that's the perfect motherfucker to go get and send to Detroit and go. Because Booka not going to go do it himself. That's dumb. Booka rich. Booka got money. Booka rapping. Booka doing shows. Booka flying around with Dirk. I'm not gonna, you know? Why else would this man drive? Let me see. How far is it from Chicago to Detroit, bro? Chicago to Detroit. That's a 4.5 hour drive, shorty. 4.5 hour drive. Why would he drive 4.5 hours there, 4.5 hours back to Chicago in the same stolen car? You know what I'm saying? Now, there is also a chance that somebody else from 600 did the murder and just gave bro the gun and the car on some here type shit. But at the end of the day, I don't really believe that too much either. Because if I did a drill and I'm smart enough to get rid of the car and the gun, I'm going to burn the car and I'm going to get rid of the gun. I'm not going to give it away to a goofy so he could tell the police who he got it from. And then I end up getting picked up if I'm the one who did. No, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. So it's fishy, bro.
I'll say, I think it's weird to still be hanging out with associates of the dude who killed.
And he got locked up in 2019. Remember that. He got locked up in 2019, bro. And you know how these niggas be. You know how they be, gang. Oh, you gotta pick a side. You gotta pick a side. Oh, we ain't playing at both sides. Niggas getting smoked playing both sides. You know how these niggas be. So if my auntie gets smoked by a random 600 member from Chicago, why do I still have another 600 member at my wedding? It's getting spookier. Everything we learn is
Booka
getting worse.
600 is inseparable. They're from the same clique. He killed your aunt while he was looking for you, apparently, but you still hang out. He's still the groomsman to your wedding.
Right.
He's still your best friend.
Right.
It doesn't make sense whatsoever. I don't think it makes sense. As a matter of fact, I think it's flawed. I think it's disloyal. And if T. Grizzley is not involved, he's an idiot. Why would you hang out with the same clique who's responsible for the murder of your aunt?
It's something going on, bro.
You claim they were looking to murder you, but yet you're still friends with Booka, who's an OG from that clique. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I think it's flawed here, people. Now, let's move on. So,
and even I'm gonna stop. Even if your ops from Detroit went and found somebody from out of town to do the murder, because that ain't unheard of either. You find somebody from out of town to come do your dirty work for you. You pay them a little money or whatever. Even if that's the case, why would they go get another nigga from 600 knowing you locked in with 600? That don't even make sense. Knowing that they opening they back door. That don't make sense.
Well, what's the motivation? Why would Wu Thing want to murder T. Grizzly's aunt?
Right.
Why? What's the motivation here? Why would T. Grizzley want to murder his aunt?
Right.
Well, in court today, a close source to the family was actually in court. And the state actually threw out that they believe that T. Grizzley impregnated the aunt, that the aunt was pregnant at the time for T. Grizzly's baby, according to the family.
And many more. But I was able to catch it today, although the audio wasn't allowed for screen recording while looking. You can only screen record if the audio picks up from another device. Right. And I didn't know that today. But I took some key notes. And the house that T. Grizzley allegedly stopped at the day JB lost her life to go inside. Remember we said that was his aunt's house? Another aunt? Well, she took the stand today. And to sum up 8 hours for you guys in 60 seconds, I say this. That rumor that's floating around that T. Grizzley got his alleged aunt pregnant, the state believes that. Not the family TV, not Reddit, the state.
Come to find out, T. Grizzley and his aunt/manager isn't blood related. So T. Grizzley is impregnating her. It feels like the situation got messy.
Right.
But what's the official theory? What's the official conspiracy? You heard a lot of bits and pieces. Well, here is the full theory laid out and exactly why people believe that T. Grizzley hired the help of his friend Wu Thing, who was close with his best friend Booka 600, and they conspired this plan to murder the aunt. Here's the theory people believe explains why T. Grizzley did this.
This is why T. Grizzley backdoored his auntie. When T. Grizzley first came home, he dropped his hit song, First Day Out.
Right.
But due to debts T owed to the government, he made his uncle wife. JB, which some will say
uncle wife, so that's not his. Okay.
His auntie his manager and made her make. And fake label, and signed himself to the fake label, so all his. Music would be under JB name.
Right.
But by the time T. Grizzley got rich and paid off all his debts,
right. Okay,
he was ready
to
put all his music back in his name.
Right.
But JB was refusing to sign the papers to give T his music back. So T would pay 600 Booka to have someone from his side to kill JB. So on August 20th, 2019, T and JB would both link up, and when T would get out and walk in the house, 600, Wu-Tang would pull up and shoot JB.
That's
8
crazy,
times as T
bro.
was walking in the house.
I feel like I'm at least obligated to say it doesn't make sense the entire way that he did it as well. Because how do these people know, like, what was in T Grizzly's contract?
Right.
Like, how do they know, like, all his music was in this lady's name. Like T
Right.
Grizzley signed a record deal, so wouldn't the music be in the label's name and not her name? And then
No,
also,
it'll be on some shit like if y'all ever watch NWA, like, damn, I forgot what the name was. If you ever watch Straight Outta Compton, if you ever watch that documentary like with NWA and shit, basically the manager had a label, and the manager had NWA signed to his label, and then the manager took NWA to a big label and signed his label to their label. So the big label signed the manager, but the manager has the artist signed. So really, in real time, who really owns the music is the manager. So that's why NWA was getting fucked out their money, because the manager was pocketing everything, because the manager had all the ownership and they ain't know. You see what I'm saying? So it could be something like that.
too,
But I don't know how they would know
like
that.
the motive isn't really there. Like outside of maybe the state believing that T Grizzley impregnated the aunt, but if that's the case, then I don't know. Maybe that's the motive. But the motive that the music was in her name, so he took her out, I don't know. T Grizzley seemed pretty grateful for this woman. Apparently, she was the only one who believed in T Grizzley when he first got out of jail, and she's the one who put money up behind him and took a chance on him. So for him to like turn around and do this to her, it seems pretty unbelievable.
First came home, I had asked a lot of people in my family for a chance, because this is what I was really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all help buy me a beat? I really want to rap. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just wouldn't take me serious. Like, you better go get a job. What you trying to rap for? And all this other stuff.
Right.
Bro.
And she believed in you.
She believed in me. She was the only one. That first day out video, she paid for the video, bought the outfit I had on in the video, everything.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
What we playing
we've
right
been
here?
rocking ever since.
What we playing right here?
Call of Duty.
On the
New
killing
Call of Duty,
spree.
Modern Warfare. Definitely on the killing spree.
You nice with it?
Watch this. Hold on, watch this.
Those are the accusations. We'll be doing a full deep dive and breakdown of this case probably
shit.
tomorrow. But y'all
I
let
gotta
me know
watch
in the
that
comment
too
section.
now. I gotta go watch that too. What y'all think though? It's definitely something fishy about it going on. It's just too many coincidences that I don't personally believe in. I don't know. Like when you get all these coincidences when you smash these coincidences together, I don't know, motherfucker. But then again, it's like I don't want to believe it, but it's like shit. If this shit in your face, gang, if it's walking like a duck and it's quacking like a duck, shorty, it's a duck. No matter how much you don't want to believe, it's a duck, fool. You feel me? So it's like shit. I don't know.